Have you ever thought about why some relationships make you feel tired, stressed, and off balance? On our journey through life, we meet and connect with a lot of different people. Some bring us joy, comfort, and endless inspiration, while others only bring us stress and negativity. Stoic philosophy, an ancient and deep body of knowledge, tells us that we need to be picky about the people we surround ourselves with if we want to live a happy and peaceful life. In today's video, we'll talk about 8 types of people that Stoic philosophy says we should say no to. These suggestions are not just ideas, they come from hundreds of years of wise philosophers. Eliminating negative relationships will lead to a peaceful, meaningful, and serene life. Join us as we explore and apply these principles to build a calm and free life. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our useful movies. We are now ready to start our journey of discovery and learning from Stoic philosophy. As always, I have a small challenge for you. Watch the movie until the end. If you're really serious about staying calm in every situation and growing as a person, leave a message saying, "I accept the challenge," or just accept the challenge to practice perseverance. Now let's start the first part of today's video. Number 1. People who seek praise, compliments, and flattery. People who are always looking for compliments and praise are common in our lives. They want to be noticed by others as a way to feel good about themselves, but according to Stoic philosophy, this is a dangerous and short-term road. One famous Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, said, "Remember that a little praise or criticism from others is just an echo of the outside world. Focus on yourself and your real values." People who are always looking for praise are prone to pride, which makes them value themselves based only on what other people think. This not only makes them less self-controlled and less confident, but it also makes them easy to control. Ask yourself why we need compliments from other people to feel valuable. Are we losing our self-respect and ability to see our own worth? When we rely too much on compliments, we let other people's views control how we feel and what we do. Stoic thought tells us to do our best and not worry about what other people think. Seneca. Another Stoic thought leader said that weak people only need other people to worship them. Strong people only care about their own self-respect. Instead of looking for praise, we should work to improve ourselves and follow moral rules. Only then can we truly be at peace and happy inside. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born a slave and was treated badly and never got any praise, stayed true to his philosophy and lived a meaningful life. Epictetus showed that true value doesn't come from other people's praise, but from sticking to your own values and principles. So ask yourself, do you want to live a life dependent on other people's praise, or do you want to find value within yourself? Choose the path of self-control and inner peace, where you are no longer swayed by empty praise. Stoic philosophy tells us that we can only be truly happy when we are content with what we have and don't care what other people think. In contrast to people who are always looking for praise and compliments, we will also meet people who are always focusing on the bad. These people see the dark side of everything, exaggerate problems and challenges, and complain a lot about life. From a Stoic philosophical point of view, this is an unhealthy attitude that can lead to serious problems. There are many psychological and social reasons why people look for praise, praises, and flattery. This behavior can be caused by a need for approval, to boost self-esteem, or to make friends. It's normal for people to need praise from time to time, but needing it all the time can be a sign of greater psychological problems or make relationships less healthy. Needs of the mind. Validation. People look for praise to feel good about themselves, their choices, and their deeds. This outward validation can help them feel better about their own worth and accomplishments. Self-esteem. Compliments and flattery can briefly boost self-esteem, making people feel better about themselves and like they're important. How societies work. Bonding and acceptance. Compliments can make friends stronger and make people feel more accepted in a group. People may flatter others to get what they want or to fit in better with their social group. When you compliment someone, they usually do the same for you, making a positive feedback loop of support and admiration. Traits of personality. Narcissus. People who are narcissistic may need constant praise and respect to keep up their inflated sense of self-importance. Lack of confidence. People who are lacking in confidence may look for too much praise to make up for it. Effects on culture and society. Cultural norms. It's more common and socially acceptable to seek and give praise in some countries. It might be seen as fake or dishonest by others. Social media. Sites like Instagram and Facebook can make people feel even more needy of approval and praise because people post things hoping to get likes and comments that are positive. Possible problems. Dependency. Relying too much on praise from other people can turn into a dependency that makes you lose your own drive and sense of self-worth. Manipulation. Failing to appreciate someone enough can be used to gain personal advantage instead of genuinely appreciating them. Figuring out why people want praise, comments, and flattery can help you understand how people act and interact with each other. It's normal to want to be noticed, but you need to find a balance so that it doesn't cause unhealthy habits or manipulative behavior. Understanding the underlying reasons can help people feel better about their own worth and build more genuine relationships. Number 2. People who focus on the negatives. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian psychiatrist and the author of the famous book Man's Search for Meaning. While he was in the Auschwitz concentration camp during World War II, he went through unbearable pain and saw horrible things happen. But he didn't let these terrible things destroy his spirit. Instead, he found meaning even in the worst of it. Frankl once said that when we can't change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves, even if it means facing extreme negativity. Frankl kept believing that every moment was important and that he could find meaning in them. He didn't focus on pain or injustice. Instead, he tried to use painful events to learn more about himself and life. Frank Allen's story is a powerful example of Stoic thinking. He didn't let bad things take over his life. Instead, he actively looked for good and meaningful things, even when things seemed hopeless. By doing this, he not only survived the horrible years in the concentration camp, but he also helped many other people have faith and hope. During such horrible times, ask yourself if Viktor Frankl could find meaning and peace in PE. What can we do to reevaluate our lives? How can we learn to face the problems we face every day with hope and determination? As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not over outside events. Instead of focusing on bad things, understand this and you will find strength. We can choose to see the good in life and look for deeper value in every moment. Stoic theory not only helps us deal with problems, it also shows us how to find real peace and happiness. You can choose the way of hope and determination, where bad things can't control you. Stoic philosophy tells us that our happiness doesn't rely on what happens, but on how we see and deal with it. Focus on the good things in your life, and you'll have the strength to get through anything. We want to know, do you want to live a life full of bad thoughts, or do you want to find happiness and purpose in every moment? Your story will inspire and challenge us to think and learn together. Leave a comment below and join the conversation. People who only think about the bad things in life tend to see the world through a negative and critical view. This way of thinking can be affected by many things, including personality traits, past events, and even national or social settings. Although having negative thoughts every once in a while is normal, focusing on them all the time can hurt your mental health, relationships, and general health. Figuring out why some people focus on the bad things in life and learning how to deal with this can help you have a more balanced and positive view on life. How to understand negative bias. When you have negative bias, you tend to pay more attention to and value negative events or information more than positive ones. This bias may have its roots in evolutionary psychology, where being more aware of dangers raise the chances of survival. What it means for mental health. Focusing on the bad things all the time can cause long-term stress, worry, and depression. Negative thought patterns can change the truth, making you feel worse about life and making it harder to solve problems. How it affects relationships. People who are always negative have a hard time with relationships because their negativity can be tiring for others. Being like this can cause problems, confusion, and a lack of trust or support in work and personal relationships. How to stop thinking. Bad thoughts. Cognitive behavioral methods like questioning negative thoughts and showing gratitude can help you shift your attention from the bad to the good. Mindfulness and meditation can help you become more aware of negative thought habits and see things in a more balanced way. Getting into a good mood. Negative things can be fought by surrounding yourself with positive things, like helpful friends and hobbies that make you feel good. Focusing on your strengths, setting goals that are attainable, and celebrating small wins can help you have a better view on life. If you want to change your tendency to focus on the bad, you need to know where it comes from, how it affects you, and how to actively develop a more positive mindset. People can boost their mental health, make their relationships better, and live a fuller life by putting in place strategies to fight negative thoughts and focus on positive events. Number 3, people who are puffed up and haughty. Have you ever met someone who is so cocky they think they are the center of the universe, look down on others, and constantly brag about themselves? These cocky people often make the environment heavy and tense. Stoic philosophy, with its depth and wisdom, says that cockiness hurts both the person who is cocky and the people around them. Epicurus, a famous Stoic thinker, said that no one is truly free until they are in charge of their own lives. Arrogant people are controlled by their huge egos. They are easily hurt by criticism and will do anything to protect themselves. This makes them blind to their flaws and keeps them from real, healthy relationships. Can you feel the insecurity beneath their boastful words? When we worry too much about looking good, we miss chances to learn and grow. People who are cocky can't see how important it is to be humble and thankful, which are two things that Stoic philosophy always stresses. Think about Alexander the Great. He was a great king who did many great things, but his pride caused him to make many bad choices that led to the fall of the empire he built. Alexander had a lot of great skills, but he fell into the trap of pride, which hurt him and the people around him. Do you ever find that our big egos become our worst enemies? Marcus Aurelius was a great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher who wrote in his meditative, "Don't let power make you think you are better than other people. Remember that you are just a person." Stoic philosophy tells us to be humble and aware of our flaws. Only by respecting others and learning from our mistakes can we really grow and improve. Do you want to live a life controlled by a proud ego? Or do you want to find peace in being humble and thankful? Stoic philosophy says that being proud only hurts our minds and makes us less close to other people. You can fully develop and build real, lasting relationships if you choose the path of humility and mindfulness. When you let go of arrogance and open your heart to the world around you, life becomes so much lighter and more meaningful. Just like arrogant people, you have probably also met people who are content with what they know and refuse to learn anything new. Stoic philosophy says that those who don't want to learn are the ones who keep the elves from growing and improving. People who don't want to learn are not only intellectually lazy, but also have souls that are never happy. When someone is haughty and puffed up, they are too proud and cocky. They often treat others badly, put too little value on relationships, and act in ways that hurt themselves and those around them because they think they are better than others. This behavior can be caused by many things, such as feeling insecure, wanting attention, or having a false sense of how much better they are than others. How to spot haughtiness and arrogance? Understand that people who are puffed up and haughty have a bossy attitude and feel like they are better than others. Behavioral signs. They tend to take over talks, ignore other people's ideas, and always want to be admired. Changes in relationships. Bad effects. Their behavior can make friends, family, and co-workers dislike them, which can make them feel alone. Lack of empathy. These people have a hard time connecting socially with others because they only care about themselves. Reasons why people are cocky. Insecurity. A lot of people who are cocky are hiding deep-seated fears or feelings of not being good enough. Social and cultural factors. Society sometimes praises vanity, thinking it means confidence and leadership when it doesn't. What this means for the person. Personal growth. Being cocky stops people from growing as people because it stops them from seeing their flaws and learning from their mistakes. Professional setbacks. Being haughty at work can make it harder for people to work together and grow in their careers because it shows bad teamwork and leadership. How to get rid of arrogance. Self-reflection. To spot and lessen arrogant tendencies, encourage self-awareness and mindfulness practices. Cultivating humility. Value the contributions of others, show gratitude, and have a growth mindset as ways to create humility. Being haughty and full of yourself is a bad trait that can hurt you in both your personal and work life. Being aware of these behaviors, learning where they come from and trying to change them can help you have better relationships, grow as a person, and live a fuller life. Developing humility and kindness is important for reducing the bad effects of arrogance and making the world a better place for everyone. Number 4. People who don't want to learn. When someone doesn't want to learn, they often think they already know enough and don't need to find out more. This makes them stubborn and conservative, and it also means they miss out on good chances to learn more about the world around them. Have you ever felt like your own comfort killed your progress? Socrates was an ancient Greek philosopher and a symbol of humility and a desire to learn. Even though he was thought to be the smartest person alive at the time, he always said he didn't know anything. It was this willingness to be humble and always be learning that made him one of the greatest philosophers of all time. He once said, "To know that you know nothing is the true knowledge." Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, said in his meditations that learning and knowledge are journeys that never end. Do not stop learning, because it is learning that gives life value and richness. Learning is more than just getting new information. It also feeds the soul and mind, making us smarter and kinder. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but he never stopped learning and getting better. He read thousands of books, learned from other prisoners, and took in information from many fields. It was his desire to learn and his determination that made him a great leader who brought freedom and justice to South Africa. Do you agree that life is richer and more meaningful when we are willing to learn? What are your thoughts on how to apply the ideas of Stoicism to everyday life? Do you want to live a life closed off in comfort, or do you want to grow your heart and mind by always learning? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Stoic philosophy tells us that the only way to truly live a rich and worthwhile life is to learn and improve ourselves. Always keep a humble heart and a hunger for knowledge, so that every day is a journey of discovery and growth. To grow personally and professionally in today's fast-paced world, you need to be able and willing to learn new things. But not everyone agrees with this way of thinking. There are people who don't want to learn everywhere, from schools to jobs. For making the setting more open and lively, it's important to figure out why people are resisting and how to deal with it. Figure out the root causes. Failure fear. Some people don't try new things because they're afraid of failing or making mistakes. This fear can stop people in their tracks and make them not want to try new things or take on new tasks. Not being interesting or important. People are less likely to connect with something if it doesn't seem interesting or important to their lives or goals. This can be overcome by making the information relevant to their interests and goals for the future. Past bad experiences. People who have had bad experiences with learning in the past, like being scolded harshly or failing, may be wary of new chances to learn. It is very important to make the classroom a supportive and happy place to learn. Set up a helpful environment. Encourage a growth mindset. Spread the idea that you can get smarter and better at things by working hard and being dedicated. This way of thinking helps people see problems as chances to learn and grow instead of as threats to their self-esteem. Give positive reinforcement. To boost confidence and motivation, recognize and enjoy small wins. Positive feedback can help people keep working hard and interested in learning. Customize ways of learning, personalized learning. Know that everyone learns at their own pace and in their own way. Changing the way you teach to fit the needs of each student can make learning easier and more fun. Interactive and practical learning. To make learning more interesting and useful, include hands-on tasks, real-life examples, and interactive parts. Putting vague ideas into practice can make them more interesting and real. Encourage a culture of working together to learn peer learning and support. Get people to work together and learn from each other. Discussions and tasks in groups can make learning more fun and less scary, and they can also help people learn from each other. Programs for mentoring. Putting students with teachers who can help, encourage and guide them can help them get past their resistance. Mentors can talk about their own lives and give specific help. Take care of emotional and mental obstacles. Build trust and relationships. Make sure everyone feels safe enough to talk about their problems and worries. Open conversation can help figure out what problems are stopping people from learning and fix them. Give people resources for emotional support. Give people access to therapy, tools, for dealing with stress and other help services. For a learning setting to be good, emotional and mental barriers must be taken care of. Teachers and leaders can help people who don't want to learn get over their objections and reach their full potential for growth and development by knowing why people don't want to learn and using strategies to deal with those reasons. Number 5. People who cannot apologize. Have you ever met someone who never admits they were wrong and won't say sorry? People who can't say sorry often hold on to your pride and fear facing the truth. According to Stoic philosophy, not being able to say sorry is a sign of a soul that isn't fully developed and self-aware. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "It's not the mistake that matters, but how we respond to it." People who can't say sorry often try to protect their pride by denying their mistakes, which makes others dislike them and makes them feel bad about themselves. Don't miss chances to get better and grow. Have you ever felt better after realizing you were wrong and saying sorry? Lincoln was a great president of the United States. Take a look at his life. Lincoln was known for being humble and ready to admit when he was wrong. During the war, he didn't think twice about apologizing and admitting his mistakes in public. People respected and trusted him because of this. Lincoln once said, "I learn from my mistakes, and I'm always ready to say sorry when I'm wrong." Do you see how being able to say sorry shows that you are strong and mature? As a Stoic emperor and philosopher, Marcus Aurelius said in his writings, "Do not be afraid to admit your flaws when you are wrong. It is the recognition and correction of mistakes that makes you stronger and more respectable." Not only is saying sorry a way to fix problems, it's also a chance to learn and grow. Being humble and able to accept when you're wrong are two important traits that help us build real, long-lasting relationships. As an example from real life, Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks, found a number of problems with management and customer service. While Schultz publicly apologized and took responsibility, he also put Starbucks back on the path to growth by restoring customer trust and implementing improvement measures. Do you see how when we face our mistakes and apologize, we not only fix them, but also build trust and respect? Stoic philosophy teaches us that strength does not lie in never making mistakes, but in being able to acknowledge and fix them. Choose the path of humility and responsibility, and you will find that life is much lighter and more meaningful when you apologize and learn from your mistakes. We are now halfway through today's lesson. Your presence is a great support for our goal to teach more people about the true values of Stoicism. Please like and share this video to share these lessons with your family and friends, or leave a comment saying, "I appreciate my life," if you are ready to start the journey with the next 5 lessons. Saying sorry is an important part of keeping relationships healthy and promoting social peace. It means admitting you were wrong, saying you're sorry, and getting things right. But some people have trouble with this act, usually for psychological, mental, or social reasons. Figuring out why some people can't say sorry makes it easier to deal with these kinds of relationships and encourages sensitivity and better communication. Barriers in the mind, pride, and ego. Many people find it hard to say sorry because they think that saying they were wrong is an attack on their identity or sense of self-worth. Being proud or having a big ego can make it hard to admit when you've done something wrong. One reason people might be afraid to say sorry is that it makes them exposed, which can be scary. Some people think that being vulnerable is the same thing as being weak, so they never say sorry. Effects on emotions. Shame and guilt. Shame and guilt are strong feelings that can be hard to handle. People might not say sorry to avoid the pain that these feelings cause. They might be afraid that saying sorry will make these bad feelings worse. Being defensive. Some people get defensive when they realize they did something wrong. This defensiveness is a way for them to escape the emotional pain that comes with admitting they're wrong. Effects on society and culture. Upbringing and socialization. Cultural norms and how you were raised in your family have a big impact on how you feel about saying sorry. People might not say sorry because, in some countries or families, admitting fault is seen as a sign of weakness or failure. Power dynamics. Saying sorry could be seen as giving up power or status in some social or work settings. People in power may not say sorry in order to keep up the appearance of being in charge and in charge. Bad sense of empathy. Impact difficulty. Some people have a hard time understanding how other people feel. They might not fully understand how their actions affected other people, which makes it hard for them to see that they need to say sorry. Self-centered viewpoint. Someone with a self-centered viewpoint might not see how their activities affect other people. This lack of understanding can make people not want to say sorry. Not enough communication skills. Problems. Expressing emotions. Some people have trouble putting their thoughts and emotions into words in a clear way. This problem can make it harder for them to say sorry in a genuine way. Not understanding the point of apologizing. Someone may not realize that apologizing is more than just admitting fault. It's also about making things right with others and showing care. This mistake can make people not want to say sorry. To improve relationships and conversation, it's important to understand the complicated reasons why some people can't say sorry. We can be kind and patient with these people if we understand the psychological, emotional, social, and cultural issues that are at play. Creating a supportive space and encouraging open communication can help break down these barriers and lead to healthier relationships. Number 6. People who wear facial disguises. Have you ever met people who always put on a different mask based on the person or situation they are with? These people don't live honestly, and from a Stoic point of view, they don't live in the present. Lying not only hurts your character, but also breaks up real relationships. Stoicism stresses being real and staying true to one's nature. Seneca. One of the famous Stoic philosophers said, "Do not let wealth, poverty, fame, or failure change who you are. Be true to yourself." People who live dishonestly often change how they act and think to get what they want. In addition to making them lose their essence, this makes it hard for other people to trust them. Have you ever been worn out from putting on a fake face for other people? Take a look at Abraham Lincoln's life. He was one of the best presidents of the United States. Lincoln always lived honestly and straightforwardly, even when he was facing big problems. It was his honesty and loyalty to his values that earned him the trust and respect of everyone. Lincoln once said, "I can't lie to other people." Being honest is the key to all good relationships. Being honest not only shows that you are brave, but it also helps you build relationships that last. Think about why we have to lie to ourselves all the time. Does lying really lead to long-lasting happiness and success? Or are those things just temporary and on the surface? When we lie, we're not only lying to other people, but also to ourselves. This lowers our self-worth and stops us from growing as people. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor and philosopher who was very calm, wrote in his writings, "Be honest and don't let outside things hide who you really are." Being honest not only helps us keep our dignity, but it also helps us keep our inner peace and harmony. When we are honest with ourselves and others, we create an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect. So, do you want to live a lie-filled life with temporary successes, or do you want to live honestly and build lasting relationships? If you want to fully develop and build real, long-lasting relationships, choose the road of honesty and integrity. Life will have more value and satisfaction for you if you are honest with yourself and others. Face masks have been used for many reasons throughout history, from hiding who you are to making new identities. Many people wear masks on their faces for a variety of reasons, from professional ones to personal and cultural ones. Masks, makeup, and prosthetics are just a few of the many forms these disguises can take. They have both useful and symbolic uses. Importance in terms of history and culture. In many countries, masks covering the face have been an important part of ceremonies, rituals, and plays. Masks were used by players in ancient Greece to play different roles. In Japan, no drama uses complicated masks to show how people feel and who they are. For holidays like Mardi Gras and Dia de los Muertos, masks and disguises are also very important. To use in your job. In some jobs, it's necessary to hide your face for practical reasons. As an example, spies and secret agents wear masks to hide who they are and fit in with their surroundings. In the same way, special effects artists in movies use prosthetics and makeup to change players into different characters. Aspects of psychology and sociology. Putting on a mask can change how someone acts and how others see them. It can give people a sense of freedom and privacy, which can make them act in ways they wouldn't normally. From a sociological point of view, disguises can make people question social norms and assumptions, bringing up problems of identity and fitting in. Improvements in technology. Face masks have changed a lot thanks to modern technology. New prosthetics and makeup materials and methods have made disguises more real and effective. Digital tools like deepfake software let people wear virtual masks by changing people's faces in photos and videos in ways that look real. Legal and moral issues to think about. Putting on masks for the face brings up important moral and legal issues. They can be very important for security and privacy, but they can also be hacked and used for illegal activities. Laws and rules often limit the wearing of masks in public places and for recognition reasons. These rules try to balance people's rights with the safety of the public. Face masks have a lot of different uses that show how important they are in society and culture, as well as how complicated the relationships are between privacy, identity, and technology. Number 7. Cowards. Imagine you are standing on a cliff with the ocean below you. In front of you is a swinging rope bridge that leads to an island full of fruits and happiness. You know that you have to be brave to cross that fragile bridge in order to get to that island. But if you are afraid, you will stay where you are and miss the chance to experience all the great things that are waiting for you. This is a clear picture of cowards who always avoid problems and are afraid to face challenges. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said that problems are not reasons to avoid them, but chances to show how strong we are. For cowards, fear rules their lives and keeps them from leaving their comfort zones and taking on tasks. This fear not only makes them weak, but it also stops them from growing and succeeding. Have you ever wished you hadn't missed a chance because you were afraid to act? Look at Nelson Mandela's life. He was a person who showed guts and persistence. In his fight against apartheid in South Africa, Mandela faced many risks and difficulties, but he refused to give up in the face of oppression. Instead, he was brave and stood up for justice and human rights. Mandela once said, "I learned that courage wasn't not being afraid, but beating fear." Mandela's bravery not only helped him get through hard times, but it also inspired millions of people around the world. Do you see how when we face our fears, we get stronger and more resilient? When we face our fears, we not only get past our own limits, but we also create new chances for growth and development. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, wrote in his writings, "Do not fear difficulties. See them as teachers who teach you how to persist and be brave in the face of difficulties." Not only helps us get better, but it also gives us faith and confidence in our own skills. When we dare to face challenges, we not only show courage, but we also inspire those around us. Stoic thought tells us that bravery is not being afraid, but being able to get past it. You can fully develop and build a meaningful life if you choose the road of courage and persistence. You will find that life is richer and more fulfilling when you face and beat challenges. Have you ever thought about why we are so interested in gossip? Does it really bring lasting happiness, or is it just short-term pleasure paired with guilt? When we gossip, we not only hurt other people, but we also hurt our own honor and dignity. Number 8. Gossipers. Big toe. One of the great Stoic philosophers once said, Do not worry about things that are not your own. Gossipers often get involved in other people's lives by commenting and judging without giving it much thought. They waste their time and energy talking about unimportant things instead of working on themselves and doing useful things. Have you ever thought about whether or not these rumors are good for you? Imagine a nice afternoon at your favorite coffee shop where a group of people are talking loudly about someone else's life. Instead of sharing positive or interesting stories, they are gossiping about it. By criticizing and judging others, these rumors not only hurt others, but they also make themselves look bad. Stoic thought says that gossiping is wrong, not worthy of human respect. Alexander the Great, ruler and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "Keep your mind calm and don't let it get caught up in unimportant things." Avoiding pointless chatter not only helps us stay calm, but it also lets us focus on what's really important in life. When we don't talk, we protect our honor and respect. Mohammedan leader of India's peaceful fight for independence, Mahatma Gandhi, is a good example of this. Gandhi always lived a simple, honest life and never gossiped. He focused on improving himself and helping others, which gave his life meaning and inspired millions. Do you see that when we avoid gossip and do good things, we create a meaningful life? Our lives get fuller and more important. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you want to live a life full of pointless gossip, or do you want to find peace and honor by avoiding it? We look forward to hearing your story. Stoic philosophy teaches us that saying no to negative people not only protects us, but also creates a peaceful and meaningful life. Remember that life is a reflection of the people we choose to associate with. Stay away from people who seek false praise, focus on negativity, are cocky, unwilling to learn, and unable to say sorry. We open up new opportunities for peace and personal growth when we say no to toxic relationships. We keep our souls clean and focus on what really matters. Be brave in facing life, keep learning, and live true to your values. Then you will see that life becomes much richer and more fulfilling. Go out and make the life you truly want. A life full of honesty, courage, and peace. Please click the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the station so you don't miss the next videos where we review Stoic ideas about life that are deeper and more important. Thank you for coming along with us on this journey. If you like the video, please leave a one comment to help us, and if you don't like it, please leave a comment so we can quickly make the content better and higher quality.